Shivo. Today I'll be explaining you the mantras. The mantras which are the scientific key. The key defined by the energies. The energies which was observed by the sages. And hence these keys were provided, the Bij mantras. But before we delve into the fine details of what the mantras are and how the mantras are to be recited, let me first clarify. Mantras are not a religious entity. It is not anything which is to be associated with any ism, may it be Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam or anything, Christianity, any religion that you may be knowing. These are scientific things. These things which are based upon the flow of the energy which is flowing in these 114 chakras. These 114 chakras, as I have explained in my previous videos, are in the upper torso. The lower torso has 5 chakras. This is the similarity. These 5 chakras are similar to any other animal. These 114 chakras, these 114 chakras which are in your upper torso, makes you unique. The mantras are the keys as conceived by the brain. This brain, if it is allowed to behave naturally, which unfortunately is not the case in today's high-speed moving society, because we are driven by emotions, and as I had explained, unfortunately people are living in a reactive state, not in the active state. But if the brain is allowed to be in the active state, then brain has the ability to observe these sounds, the mantras, the Bij mantras, as described in the Vedas. When the brain observes these energies, it takes the further step of its evolution. No wonder many scientists have said a normal, average human just uses 2% of his brain. Rest 98% goes back, which is not a good thing. You reserve the immense ability, the immense possibility of evolving much beyond than what you know the life is. And this can be achieved by mantras. I don't say mantras are the only things, but they are definitely the easiest ones, because you don't require anything in it. There is no gadget apart from your own self and your concentration. All the dress code, dhoti, kurta, sari, everything. These are things which have been developed later to provide a bracket as to who these people are, describing that ism, a thing which is beyond prescription, was prescribed to some ism. That is distortion. But we are discussing about what the mantras are. These mantras are the sounds, the natural sounds produced by the movement of the energy. And this movement of the energy is observed by the brain. When unfortunately the brain is not allowed to develop or to live in its natural way, be in the active state at all the times, but instead is forced to live in a reactive state, so-called emotional, external, motions driven by some external things, situations. That is when the brain disintegrates, disassociates, or loses the connect with these energies. So it is superficially fed to the brain, so that the brain can again reconnect with that energy. And how? By using these mantras. Now let me clarify one more thing before we proceed further. There is no universal mantra, at least not in the Bij mantras. The mantra which suits your energy is to be analyzed and then recited. These are life-changing tools. So please don't take them by your choice. or by the popularity of that mantra, or by the popularity of the guru, mentor, whosoever is saying. Mark my words, these are the things which can change your life in either way. I wish you good, but don't play with fire. These mantras can have the ability to change your genetics also. And let me clarify one more thing, there is no spirituality in it. These mantras enhance the energy of the body, the flow of the energy within the body. Yes, that leads towards spirituality. But mantras leading are something spiritual, that's a wrong conception. These are just scientific things, keys to unlock the doors, the path to move forward. And these mantras, I repeat myself, these mantras are only to be recited post the analysis of your energy. Astrology is not a fortune telling science. It is a graph of your energy, the energy existing within. It is not to tell you like you'll replace someone as the richest man in the world or richest woman in the world. No. Just taking an example. The time you were born, there must be some aunt who was born at the same time, same place, same year, same date. If some astrologer is telling you that you will have huge wealth, does it hold true for that aunt also? Will that aunt also be fetching that amount of money? No. The astrological movement is just telling you that what kind of a energy is in the dominating state. And when that energy is in the dominating state, you have immense possibility. Now that's very unfortunate for the astrologer or the person who was approached the astrologer. For them, the rise of the energy is only for wealth. No, there are immense possibilities. It is not only wealth. So these energies are not providing you something which is man-made. Money is a man-made thing. It is not a natural thing. Owning up a house is a man-made thing. This is not a setup by the nature. You cannot own an apartment or a mansion in nature. Nature has just built the surface. It has not given the right of ownership to anyone, right? So these energies don't give you man-made things. These energies are an indication. The rise or the fall of these energies within the body is an indication as to what natural you'll have. And the enhancement of the energy within the body is a natural thing. You can use it, that's your choice. You can use it for something which is man-made. Like uranium can be used to make a nuclear warhead, and uranium can be used to cure cancer. What is the use depends upon the user. The enhancement of the energy is a natural thing, but what is the use that you put it in? That's your choice. But I'm talking about the thing which is natural, which will stay with you, not the body. I'm not talking about the body. I'm not talking about the society. I'm not talking about family XYZ. Whatsoever blankets you may have around you, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about you, the astral body, the soul. This rise of the energy will help you to go beyond this sphere and into the paranormal, and if you are diligent enough, attain escape velocity, salvation, moksha. But there are 5 basic Bij mantras. These Bij mantras should only be recited under supervision of a mentor who has mastered the science of energy. Post the analysis by that mentor, you should undertake any of the mantras. I am just reciting all these 5 mantras. but with a disclaimer. Don't do this, don't recite them or don't hear them without the proper analysis from a profound master. And if you do, that's at your own risk. I repeat myself again, don't undertake these things without the analysis from a profound master. I repeat myself, from a profound master, the person who has mastered the science of the internal energies. Adolescence, ignorance is not always a bliss, at least not in the case of mantras. You should not choose the mantras as to your taste, as to your liking, as to the popularity of the mantra or popularity of the guru who is narrating that mantra. It is a specific thing. I'll just quote you an example. Whenever you visit a hospital or you take someone to an hospital, the doctor doesn't shout over a loudspeaker and says, "Whosoever has high medicine, raise your hand." And people line up in a different queue. And he says, "Okay, fine, you have paracetamol." No. He has to evaluate every single person because the reason for the temperature will vary. Having temperature is just an indication that there is an infection inside. That's what the body is trying to fight with. Okay? Likewise, these are the things which are individual, specific. There is no general approach to it. People, unfortunately, generally fall because they adapt things without getting their energies analyzed. Just take on the thing that just by their liking, or someone is very popular and that person just told you. No, these are specific things. Okay? So be diligent, be precise, because these are life-changing keys. It is not by your choice. I repeat myself, these are things that you shouldn't undertake by your choice. These are the things that you should only undertake post-analysis. Till the time we meet next time. Shivom.